Okay, so I've just finished a modification on my new Ryobi 2607 hedge trimmer, and it really improved the way it cuts. I notice sometimes when trimming my shrubs, and I'm trimming just, I don't know if you can see this, just a little fine, like half-inch, inch-long growth. Occasionally there'll be a big one sprouting up, stuff like this. And occasionally I noticed I would pass over it with the trimmer and not much debris would fall. And I'd look, and these little stems are very soft and they would be kind of chewed but not cut. Here's a close-up view of the blades. And you see how I can push and separate the blades slightly? Well, there was a lot more slack in this before I made my little modification. And what was happening is these little fine branches were getting between the blades instead of the blades cutting them. And so let me show you what I did to bring the blades closer together. An 8mm socket wrench and an 8mm open end wrench to get the nut off the top of the bar. You see those that are still installed. And then you can take everything apart. What you've got here is a locking nut that goes on the top, a spacer, flat washer, and a bolt. Now this spacer is there so that no matter how tight you tighten the lock washer, there's some room left for the blades to move a little bit. They need a little bit of slack so they can slide past each other. What I found on mine was this little spacer here that was on the end was much longer than the other spacers. This second one right here was also a little bit on the long side. So I took a metal file and I filed this down until it was the same thickness as the other ones. I did the same thing on this one. So now the blades are still free to move, but it's harder for a twig to pass in between the blades and go uncut. And so be very careful when you file this down. Go a little bit at a time and sort of test fit things and see how it's going. There needs to be a little bit of slack, but mine were separating by about that much. Nearly a 1/16 or almost an 1/8 of an inch, and it was allowing the little branches to pass between the blades. So check your trimmer, and if the blades separate by an inconsistent amount, just file down the spacer wherever the blades are too far apart and go a little bit at a time. My trimmer does a much better job trimming now and doesn't leave behind all those little chewed up tips like it did when I first got it. I hope you find this helpful. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to grow this channel, and your subscription will really help me. Thank you.